Hey guys, it's Lily. Thank you for coming back to my channel to watch this video. It's a little bit different, but all my videos are different. I kind of like just throw things up at random. If you're new here, thank you. I hope you enjoy some of the content I put out. Everything I put out is not for everyone, and I understand that. But today I'm going to do a comparison on my experience on the three platforms that I list and sell on as a reseller. The pros and cons of each one from my perspective. Now I'm hoping that a few of you will, reach out to me via email and maybe help me out a little on some of them that I may need a little bit of hand holding, because I don't know if it's just me or if that's just the way it is with a few things that I'm having issues with. But anyway, I'm going to start with my favorite platform, obviously the one that's the biggest for me, and that's Poshmark. Poshmark was the first platform, independent platform that I started listing items on. So, it's kind of near and dear to my heart, even with, the issues that we've had this year with all the algorithm hiccups and slow sales, no sales, then a lot of sales. We really don't even know for sure what went on earlier in this year. There's a lot of speculation, but I don't think anybody really truly knows what happened or why. We're just guessing and trying new things and, changing it up ever so often to see, if it helps. Anyway, I had to write notes because I can't remember everything. So let's go ahead and get started. The pros of Poshmark for me. All of this is in my opinion. I did not ask anybody else's opinion. I have not talked to anybody about any of these issues or seeked out help for any of the issues. So yeah, feel free to email me if there's something that I'm just totally missing. Or put down in the comments if you have better luck with certain platforms more than others. I don't do eBay, so this is not going to be about eBay. Maybe one day when I grow up, but I prefer to not grow up at this point. So the pros of Poshmark for me is the ease of listing. It is so easy to get your listings up. It's quick, just simple questions. It's, a no-brainer. Payouts, when you request your funds, for me, I usually get it the next day. The only time I haven't is when it's over a banking holiday. So, I don't have any complaints there. I like that it gives you, I think we're up to 17 photos now that we could post, because sometimes you need that many. I know I usually always take at least 10 photos of everything, except for, jewelry. There's only so much you can do with jewelry. Shoes, yeah, no, I get close to 10 on that. But anyway, we've got a lot of options there for photos. Let's see. And the label printing is easy. You just set it in the settings in your app, and I use a thermal printer, and so it's just like a click of a button and I'm done. And the labels are printed out. That's great because that, it saves time for me. Let's see. Recently I've been using, and I just started this, and I need to know if any of you guys are having this issue. I just started using Poshmark to share my listings, and now you can go and select all and share all of your listings at one time through Poshmark without having to pay a VA to do that for you, which I have been doing. But with that, also automatically sends out offers. And if someone shares an item of yours, it automatically shares a few of theirs, however much you designate. And what else does it do? I can't remember. It does something else too. Oh, automatically follows. But I hear Poshmark is now doing automatic follows. And I have just yesterday started sharing my closet through Poshmark because I'm considering canceling my other VA that I've been using because there's just too many issues for me, too many updates, too many infrastructure issues, bugs that being fixed all the time. And it always happens on the busiest times for our sales, like weekends and holidays and during the sales that I've been having. So that's a little bit frustrating for me. So finding that Poshmark, that I can share on Poshmark has been great. But I noticed as soon as I started doing that, I'm getting error messages on my desktop. It says couldn't fetch it, or and a big black or red X, and then I have this other thing that comes up with a bunch of computer jargon that I don't understand. That's all in the programming, and I have to click out of that. And so what I end up having to do is go completely out of Poshmark and go back in so that I can work my closet, because it somehow like strangles it. I don't know. So has anybody else had that issue? That just started, well, I just started doing it yesterday, and it started yesterday. So I'm assuming that they're related. I don't know. But I'm glad to have that feature, and I knew at one point several months back I heard that they were going to offer it, but they were going to charge like $10 a month. Well, I wasn't about to pay them any more than the 20% that I already give them. I think that's enough. It was just another way for them to capitalize on more money from our pockets. So I opted not to do that, and I didn't opt in this time either. So I'm assuming it's free now. I don't know. I'm assuming it's free because it's sharing my stuff. I do see that, and I had immediately 2 sales this morning when I shared it. So that was kind of nice. Is it related? I don't know. Now, the cons, what I don't like about Poshmark. Punctuation, grammar. If you put a period somewhere, our phones automatically will start the next sentence with a capital letter. Not in Poshmark. Not in our messages, not in our listings. So I guess we've all just gotten spoiled. And, so some of my listings, they don't get capitalized because I'm just going, and for me to take the time to go back and capitalize the first letter in the sentence, it's annoying to me. I think that should be an easy fix for them, and I don't know why it's like that, because it's not like that on anything else that I do. Just in the Poshmark app and desktop. That is my biggest pet peeve on Poshmark is that. So that's not too bad, I guess. Colors, they've got all the primary colors that you can't put in. I mean, if you want to put in a color like fuchsia or maroon or steel blue or slate blue, you got to put it in your description. There's no drop down for it. And you can't, they don't even let you like put it in for the color. We're pretty much limited to their choices. So I just try to get as close as I can to whatever color I'm listing that they don't have. So that's a con for Poshmark. A small one, but it's a con. Support. Their support is bad. Whenever I've contacted Poshmark, I get a generic response back. And there was a point where another reseller and I sent the same type of question to them on the same day, and we both got the exact identical response, word for word. So you know there's nobody out there actually looking at your stuff and, you know, responding to you as a human. I like to be treated like a person, not as a group. So I do have a problem with that. That's actually a big problem. I mean, I've only had to contact them a couple times. And after that, you know, forget it. Just forget it, because you're not going to get a one-on-one response, like, at all. Drafts, they do allow you to have 50. I would like to have more. That's a pro and a con. At least we get 50, right? Well, I'd like to have more, because with my health issues, there's some days that I can powerhouse listings more than 50 if I wanted to. And then that builds me up, and I have like a little reserve for the days that I don't feel good, and I can go ahead, I can still list on the days that I don't feel good if we were allowed to have more drafts. But, you know, 50 is good. Hopefully I'm not, you know, I mean, I like to do at least 10 listings a day, minimum. But, you know, that's my minimum. So that gives me 5 days, which should be okay. But, you know, I would like to list more than 10 a day. And I could do that if we had more availability to have more drafts sitting there. Let's see. You know, you can send out bulk offers. You can send out bulk messages to your buyers, your people, your shoppers. You can bundle items for people, send out a mass message for a sale that you have coming up. That's a pro, not a con. I kind of got backwards here. Sorry about that. I'm trying to keep it in line, but then I see something on the paper and I'm like, oh, I forgot. So, but anyway, that is a pro, that you can do all of that, and you can advertise sales. I get a lot of business during that time. So I'm thankful for that. That is a pro for me. And lately, another con that hurts all of us that like to source designer items, for instance, whether it be through ThreadUp or thrifting or retail arbitrage, whatever you want, your fancy is. There are so many fake closets and fake items in big closets that are hurting us, because, like, I won't buy a designer item from Poshmark, like, unless it's just a really good deal, or I have researched it enough to where I know that it's authentic. I would rather buy from my friends that do the same thing that I do, because, you know, we have a mutual understanding there, and, you know, I'm not going to screw my friend, and I'm hoping that they would not screw me. So I would rather buy a designer item that I want from one of my reseller friends than on Poshmark or Mercari, or any platform for that matter. I have bought a few pairs of Prada shoes, for instance, but I know they were authentic. And I bought a few not authentic to do as comparison videos later. But anyway, the con to that is, you know, they'll sell like a Louis Vuitton makeup bag, and they'll list it for $5, $7, whatever. These people are doing nothing but obtaining your information as a buyer. You never get the item. Takes however long it takes Poshmark to return your money, and yeah, it may be $7. Then you add on the shipping, so you're out that money for a few weeks until they decide that it's safe to return your money. Well, I went on a reporting rampage, I guess that's a good way to put it, the other day, because there was so many closets offering all of these brand new designer items for $5, $7, $11, just really dirt cheap, and people were buying it. I mean, they were sold, 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 sold. And you know, the closets, of course, were made in August of 2022. They had no um, love notes, no didn't buy anything. They had a lot of sales, but they had no love notes. So I did see someone post something that said that the sale was canceled and their money was returned like within just a few hours of purchasing one of those. So I'm hoping that those of us that report the bad closets like that um, helps them to not keep coming back. But they're going to keep coming back because they just open a new closet with a different email. So be mindful of that. If it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. It's not true. So, and that also hurts us that do have authentic items that we're trying to sell for a reasonable amount of money, because like, oh, well, I saw one for $5. Well, but you're never going to get it. So anyway, that is a con about Poshmark, but because Poshmark, I monitored it last week when I was reporting all those new closets with the designer items of, you know, $7 or less or whatever. And I monitored them for a few days, and those closets were still up. And I was not the only one that was reporting those closets, because kind of a group of us got together and was doing it. And they were still up. So Poshmark is not doing their job to protect us from those people and to protect us as legitimate resellers. Now, but with that said, I have also found several not authentic items, fake items, in big, huge closets that are ambassadors, level 2, level 1, level 2, you know, hundreds of sales, and they're getting away with it. So, because there's a few items that I've really researched and studied, and I do look for those every few days for new listings, and if they're fake, I'll report them. And what they do with it from there, you know, that's their business, you know. But that's it for Poshmark. So all in all, you know, Poshmark's got a lot of pros, and I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons. I think the percentage they take is high, but it's easy. Poshmark is just easy. You know, it's a one price shipping. Your labels print off easy. You box it up, you ship it out, you get paid. You know, it's pretty easy. All right, so let's move on to Mercari. As you all know, if you've been watching me, I started Mercari several months back, and I think I got a couple hundred listings in, and started running into issues, like, quickly. It is fairly easy to list on Mercari, with the exception of they just want too much information. Like on boots, they want shank, heel height. Well, you know, if you're a good reseller, you're going to put all that either in a photo or in your description anyway. But they're forcing you to do it their way. I don't like that, because I usually put it in my photos. You know, I will put a tape measure and measure the heel in my photos, or they ask too much for certain items. They've got sufficient amount of photos that you can upload. That's a pro, and that's all the pros I have for Mercari. Cons: support. Their support is just as bad as Poshmark, so there's, you know, not one is better than the other. I had a situation where, you know, I get designer items, and I had a couple Tiffany items I tried to list on Mercari. The necklace, it would not let me list, because I was listing it on, cross-listing it from Poshmark to Mercari. They wouldn't let me list the necklace, because you got to have the exact style name of the necklace. Well, and they're great big long lists that you have to go scroll through to find exactly which one it is. Some of them aren't there. And so anyway, they wouldn't let me list that one. So no problem because I sold it on Poshmark. Go figure. So then I got a nice Tiffany, vintage Tiffany bracelet. I listed it, and within hours they removed it because someone reported it as unauthentic. I flipped my lid. So I went through all Mercari's listings and I found my exact bracelet. And you know the markings. Tiffany has specific markings. So I took screenshots of, there was a fake one on there. There were several real ones, and then there was a fake one on there. I found one fake one, and it was a big closet. But you know, sometimes, you know, they don't take notice to big closets. They just kind of give them free reign, and just think that they're doing the right thing. Well, I got to tell you, just because you got a big closet, that doesn't mean everybody's honest. Because this guy had a huge closet, and he was selling a bracelet just like mine that was fake. The markings were not even okay for Tiffany. And then I found a couple others that were authentic, and so I took screenshots of those. And I sent a message to Mercari, and I said, why was this taken down? And I got a generic message back saying that someone in the community had reported it, and that's just their, the way they do things. I don't know the exact word I'm trying to say. So that's when I took all the photos and stuff, and then I fired back and I said, I have photos of this same bracelet, authentic and non-authentic, listed on your site right now, and I will gladly give up those people, but I want a better explanation for why you took mine down. Well, mine sold right away on Poshmark, so you know, I didn't care for that reason, but you know, I was it's the principle of the thing. Mercari does not monitor. They're letting anybody in the community can flag a listing. And, you know, Poshmark does too, I guess. But anybody can flag a listing, and I think it's BS. They should not be able to take your listing down unless they have someone in Mercari, employed by Mercari, that can go through every one of those complaints or flags and see if that's a legitimate flag. Because some people are just rude. You know, some people are troublemakers, and they just do that just for fun because, you know, they like making people miserable. Well, then I got a message back saying, it sounds like you need more help than what I'm able to give you. So I forwarded your message on to someone else. Well, I never got anything from anybody else on Mercari. So what did I do? I deactivated all my listings temporarily. They're still there, but they're not for sale because it pissed me off. I mean, I'll be honest, it just pissed me off. You know me, I don't have a filter. Someone tells me to zip it, I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to zip it because what's wrong is wrong. So, anyway, I think there's a lot of extra work that goes into Mercari, and bless you if you are doing well on Mercari, you're doing something right, and I am not. I don't know what it is. But I'd like to know what it is because I'd like to be able to cross-list on the different platforms. But as of now, I'm not going to put myself through that because it's very stressful for me to have to deal with that, among other things. That's the next point I'm getting to. First class mail. Mercari offers, of course, you got to weigh everything. So there's more of your time, just like eBay, I guess. Unless you're offering free shipping, you got to weigh everything. Well, a lot of the items is going to go first class because I started originally just putting jewelry on there, trying to separate it out. And so my first sale, I packaged it up and I shipped it the same day. Well, the post office, first class, it took, I don't know, 2 weeks to get to her, and I shipped it that same day. I sent her a message telling her that it was shipped, and then I noticed about a week later she hadn't gotten it yet, and I'm like, you know, I'm just checking on you to see, you know, I've noticed that your package hasn't been delivered. I'm sorry. I shipped it the same day. Yada yada yada. Um, didn't get a response back from her, but I didn't expect to. I just wanted to let her know that I was on top of it. I was keeping track because that was my first sale on Mercari. So, you know, that's like the first impression that you get from people. Well, she gave me a 3-star rating, and then with a little note that says, "I know, not your fault. The bracelet is beautiful," or whatever it was. I can't even remember. So I'm thinking, so okay, you're rating me as a seller. I shipped same day. The bracelet was nice. It was exactly as expected. The post office took forever to get it to you because Mercari allows first class shipping. So she gave me a 3-star rating. Well, Mercari won't take those ratings off for any reason. They have to stay. And then, because I was new to Mercari, I didn't know that you had to rate the buyer. I don't like that either. I think that's a pro and a con, because had I have known how to get to that information before I rated her as a buyer, because you have to rate before they'll release your funds. You got to rate them as a buyer. So I mean, it's like they're forcing you to do a lot of additional work. Now, would I have liked to have rated that buyer? Yeah, and I did, not knowing that she had given me a 3-star rating for something that was beyond my control. Otherwise, I probably would have fired back with the same 3-star rating for her, just out of spite. And I know that's not nice, but just getting my feet wet on Mercari, that is a bad mark to have in my shop. So I was really upset about that too. So it was a accumulation of things that made me deactivate my listings for now. When I'm emotionally ready to take that beating again, I might do it. Now, if I'm doing something wrong or I need to figure out a different way to do things, somebody please enlighten me, because as of now, I don't want to do Mercari. I don't trust them. I don't like this way they work their system. I don't know. Labels, another con. You can't use your thermal printer for labels with Mercari unless you go through multiple steps in your computer to get it to your thermal printer. There's no settings you can change where it automatically, so I gotta go up the stairs, print it on paper, fold it, tape it to the envelopes like old school Poshmark pre-thermal printer. Don't like that. Why can eBay do it and Poshmark do it and Mercari can't figure it out? I don't know, but I don't like that because I'm hiking up and down the stairs and it's a lot of extra work and time for me. Time is money for me. So that's just a big deal. And I think, and Mercari, you got to share your listings one at a time. Of course, the VA that I have does not support Mercari except for cross-listing purposes. So to share my stuff on Mercari, I have to do it, manually, unless there's something else out there that I'm not aware of. And, let me know. If there is, let me know. Because, doing it on so many platforms, I don't have time to share them all like that. And if that's what it requires for me to make sales, then it's not a platform for me. Unless I can kind of make everything cohesive with each other. That's just the way I am. All right, so now Kidizen. I started Kidizen for my little Ollie bug to start a savings account. Well, the sales are sparse. My take, on Kidizen. I think I only have one pro for Kidizen, and it's kind of weird. As soon as that package, you sell something, as soon as that package starts tracking, you get paid before the buyer even gets it. That's pretty cool. But that's the only thing good that I have seen about Kidizen. The payout, it takes a little bit longer than Poshmark and Mercari. So, that's, I mean, not the payout, but, well, yeah, the payout when you request your money. So, yeah, the payout. When you request your money, the money's in your account to either spend or request a bank draft. The bank draft takes a little bit longer than Mercari or Poshmark does. Poshmark seems to be number one in that. The cons, I found, and I don't know if it's just me, you can only upload one photo at a time. And so it's a lot of work going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You can't tag a bunch of photos and upload them all at the same time. And that's a problem for me because, like I said, time is money. And I don't have time. So what am I going to do? Just do one photo? And if they request photos, make more? It's very time consuming. Buyers on there cannot submit offers to you, which is crazy to me. So you have to send them an offer only if they put it in their cart, which I have done. I have sent several offers that way. You can't send offers to people that just fave your listing. So what good does it do? Maybe I'm just not understanding. People fave your listings. What does it do for you? You can't send them an offer. Unless, I guess maybe if you drop your price, they'll get a notification. I don't know. Because, I don't spend a whole lot of time on Kidizen because it takes me forever to list one item because of the multiple photos. Because I don't want to just take one picture. I want to take pictures like I take for Poshmark. I want them to see everything before they get, before they buy it. I have tried offering free shipping on things in the listing and just keeping the price at, their recommended. They give you a range of what they feel it's worth. So I've gone on the high end with free shipping. I've gone in the middle with free shipping. Just don't get a whole lot of traffic. The following and followers are not an easy thing. Not very user-friendly for me. Again, I don't know if there's a VA or a program out there that supports Kidizen in that way. There's something else big on that. Obviously, I just thought about something, and anyway, I'm not going to give everything away. I don't list things high on Kidizen. I feel my offers are more than fair when they do put something in their cart, but the sales just aren't there. So I'm making more sales on the kids stuff in Poshmark than I am in Kidizen. So I've started adding more of the kids stuff to my Poshmark for the time being, and then when they sell, I'll just split it out and then throw it into Ollie's savings account that way. Because it's just not user friendly to me. I don't find it very user friendly. I don't like only being able to upload one photo at a time. It's a lot of wasted time. The drop downs are fairly easy to work, and the shipping is fairly easy to calculate. You gotta weigh it or guesstimate and hope that you were right. Otherwise, you get docked, in in your monies. And labels, same thing with the labels in Kidizen. You can't use your thermal printer unless you go through multiple steps on your computer for each sale. I don't have time for that. So again, I'm hiking it upstairs, printing the label off, coming back down, folding it up, taping it off into the envelope or box or whatever it is to ship it off. Well, that's, like I said, that's a big, huge waste of time for me to have to do that. So, you know, Kidizen comes in third on my list of things. Mercari is second, even though I've deactivated all my listings temporarily. And then Poshmark is right up there on top. They take the most money from us, but they're the easiest to use. So here I go. I'm putting my eggs all in one basket again, which I hate to do. I just absolutely hate to have all my eggs in one basket, because when we had that algorithm glitch earlier this year, I was panicking. And, you know, I had a couple very slim months, you know, with groceries, with the bills, with, you know, I was afraid to spend a dime because I just didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring. And, you know, even working and listing and listing and listing and sharing and sharing and sharing, I was getting no sales. Like, I had 2 months of, I mean, where it wasn't even enough to pay my bills. Luckily, I had a stash in savings to get me through those few months. So, gosh, if you're doing that, if you're putting all your eggs in one basket like I was and are still kind of, you better have a little bit of nest egg, because this little glitches can happen at any given moment. But they're definitely the winner for me. And I would really appreciate it if you've listened to everything I had to say. If there's something that I'm missing, let me know. I'd appreciate it, because I would like to be successful on all 3 platforms, but I'm not going to fight for it. You know, everything for me is black or white. There ain't no gray. I don't like gray areas in my life, whether in work and home. You know, I shut down when everything gets into that gray area. And as you guys have seen, when I go off grid and I'm not posting videos, that means something is not right in my life, and I'm in a gray area, and I can't function when I am in a gray area. It's black or it's white. There ain't no in between for me. Same with friends. Either here or you're not. You're here all the time or you're not at all. You know, there ain't no there just when you want to be there. You know, you be there through everything. And all right, so in closing, I'm gonna let this go. A VA program for cross listing. I have been looking into List Perfectly. That is not the one that I have, to see if it's a fit for me, because I really want to cancel the other one before it's due again in a few days. So if anybody could give me an insight on that, or if there's another one out there that is better, I really would like to be able to. I do most of my work on my phone, as far as, you know, listing, taking the photographs and listing from my phone, and then I don't mind going to the computer and finishing things up, or maybe cross-listing to a different platform from my computer versus my phone, but I would need to be able to do the listing portion of it from my phone. That's important to me, because, again, there's that time thing. If I have to take the SIM card out of my phone and put it in my computer to upload photos, I'm not going to do it. I need to be able to do it from my phone, because that's the easiest, the fastest, and the best way for me. Because I wear so many hats, I don't have time to do that. I would never get anything done. So yeah, and do they List Perfectly? Do they have any other functions like? Well, I guess we don't need the sharing anymore, because we've got Poshmark to do that now for us. Let's see this. I've got something in fine print here, which I already said. So yeah, I know there's several programs out there. I'll put it out there. I'm using Prime Lister, and they offer a lot of good things, but Um, it's like $70 a month, but I do have the sharing feature and I have the cross listing feature. They do not cross list to Kidizen, um, which is one of my platforms. Um, so if I'm going to keep the Kidizen, that in itself is a huge issue for me. So they've got to be able to support Poshmark, Mercari, Kidizen, and eBay, because eventually I'm going to grow up um, and start listing on eBay. Yeah. But see, then I have a problem with that because I've had my eBay account for, I don't know, 25 years or so, and my email is different than my Poshmark email. And so I don't know how we would combine the two. I don't know. There's a lot of technical things that I don't really understand on that. Like, I know the program I have, I can't cross list to eBay because my email address is different, which doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm sure there's a valid reason behind it. Um, anyway, so if you're using this Prime Lister, I'm not interested in that one anymore because I've tapped that out as far as its benefits for me, and it's not meeting my expectations. And again, I took that off of a YouTuber last year sometime, and yeah, I don't know. I think it was that same YouTuber that cost me to lose a lot of money with backstock. So it's hard for me to accept what I see on videos to um, I would rather have like an email conversation because it's different than what you would put on a video, probably, because not everybody's honest. I don't want somebody that just wants me to use their link so they get a discount or a kickback or whatever. I want somebody that legitimately loves the program that they use and highly recommends it to anybody and has been using it for a while. Not something you've used for a month. That's not near enough time. I mean, I've been using um, Prime Lister for a year, so I'm pretty comfortable in saying that it's not for those of us that have multiple platforms and need to get stuff done like that. I mean, now that we've got other options, free options for sharing our Poshmark closet, that's not I mean, it doesn't share any other thing that I know of except for Poshmark. So um, that's not helping me out anywhere else. So yeah, I guess that's it. I know this went a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But if you have any information on anything that I've said, am I doing something wrong? Let me know. Shoot me an email. Or you want to call me out in public, call me out in public. But I would just like to be successful on all three. But I do not see that happening on Mercari and Kidizen with what I've experienced so far. So if there's a better way to do those two platforms, I would appreciate maybe some one-on-one help, or if you're having the same problems that I am, let me know that too, so I don't feel so alone. I'm thinking that it's me just not being technical, but like Kidizen photos, I've tried every which way to Sunday. There ain't no way to do it except for one photo at a time, and that's 3 extra steps for every photo. So I find myself not taking the time to list on Kidizen very often, which is only hurting Ollie because it takes too much of my time, and that's something that I don't have. Is I'm very structured, and I have to structure all of my duties that I have here with business and personal. I mean, down to almost the minute, just to get what I need to get in. So, yeah, I would appreciate any help or advice any of you can give me. And if you made it all the way through this listening to me babble, I appreciate it. Please email me. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. And if there's a better program for cross-listing and things that you really like, just shoot me an email. I'll leave that in the description box. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully I'll have a video up with Ollie tomorrow night. But my videos are going to start slowing down because I'm starting another channel. And I'll let you guys know when that one is up. And I'm going to try to keep everything separate. Because, you know, I have a lot of viewers that aren't interested in certain things that I do. And so I'm going to separate it out and see which one is more successful, I guess. That's my stuff going on this week. All right. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope everyone had a great day today. Have a great night tonight. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment and hit that bell so you'll get notified of my next video that comes up. Much appreciated. Love all you guys. Talk to you later. Lily out.